I am Professor Don Jacob, and you're watching ACTN. Thank you.
Hello Trinidad and Tobago, hello viewers to ACTN, I'm George Matheson, and let me welcome you to another edition of the Purple Dragon segment. And today we are here at the home of Professor Don Jacob. As you know, Professor recently made another one of his successful tours, and we're going to be here, we're going to be chatting with him, because you know the Purple Dragon segment is where we update you, Trinidad and Tobago, about the success and what is happening with Purple Dragon. So we're going to take a short break. When we return, I'm going to be seated with the man himself, Professor Don Jacob. It's always a pleasure. The last time we had the opportunity to chat was just after the final grading at Pleasantville, which I must compliment publicly the dojos from Deep South and the attendance, because that venue was totally sold out.
Yes.
And it goes to show you the following
Yes.
that Purple Dragon attracts,
Yes.
the family that is attached to Purple Dragon. But since then, we have seen a lot of information through the Facebook pages and other means of media about the tour to Spain and Europe. I think Spain was the first start of the tour.
England was actually first and Spain was the second.
Right, England, Spain, right. Let's start with England. Take me through that experience.
Well, thank you so much again, George, for having us, having Purple Dragon on your wonderful program. I want to thank all the viewers and all the people supporting ACT and the Purple Dragon experience. Before we start, we did something unique here. We wanted to raise funds to help the people to go to Spain. And what we did is that we had what you call a jack squat training.
The jumping
jack, yes, jumping jack. And so we had people just doing just jumping jacks. So we wanted to at every point do more than 5,000 jumping jacks and ask people to donate in whatever way they can to be able to help the team. And so it was the first karate school to have just a jumping jack, form a jumping jack club. So we all, the students just jump and do all kinds of jumping jack. And they was able to raise a little bit of money to help people to get plane tickets and hotel and food and geese and all the things they need for the competition to represent Trinidad and Tobago, because we didn't get help from anybody. It was just people going out of their own pocket, and people wanted to help the Purple Dragon team to go and represent at no cost to the city, which we would much prefer if the ministry or somebody would give us some little help. But anyway, we was able to go. We went to England first, and we were able to train and expose Trinidad and Tobago work to the people of Plymouth, England. We had a grading over there, seminars, and it was quite successful. It was well received, and I was able to take the students to, because they were predominantly children of former slaves.
Yes.
So to be able to give them an experience starting in England, so we take them to Plymouth, where slavery, with the slave trade, that was the key point of bringing in slaves in England. And so they were able to experience the holding cells and the holding bays, and where they bring in and sold people and that kind of thing. So we after that, learning that education, we went on to Spain, Madrid, Spain.
That is where the competition was.
Right, and that's
Yes.
where the competition on. And Trinidad and Tobago, represented by Purple Dragon, did fantastically well. We didn't have our strongest team because, again, of money restraints, time restraint. People had exam, young kids had exam who were good competitors, and they couldn't leave school, get time from school and so on. But it was beautiful. The kid they represent, we won the grand championship in men's international kata. It was really, really good. And we won a lot of other first place in other divisions. And we just was like runners up, second place runner up in fighting. But the competition was tough. It was good people who compete regularly, over in Europe and all that kind of thing, and America and Europe, England, different parts of Europe and the United States and so on. So our guys, even though that team was a green team, they held their own. So the people who helped to raise funds and all that should be really proud, that the kids really didn't let them down.
But when you looked at the performance, because you said you came second.
Yes.
When you looked at the performance of the team Trinidad in comparison with the team, let's say the team that won, right? As the head of the organization, how do you measure? Where do you see us up there with the rest of the world? Is just because of an experienced team that we came second?
Well, as an experienced team, and our team, we doesn't have the money, the resources, the support. We doesn't have the love from a lot of people or the powers that be. We doesn't have, that kind of consciousness and awareness of the contribution that sporting people and other entertainers make and bring to the country. We're not at that level yet. We're way, and that's why one of the reasons why I choose Europe. So I think we need to work with, as I say, we didn't take our most experienced team. I think if we have our most experienced team, we had a better chance of winning. We might not win, but we would have won at a higher level. We might have lose the finals at a higher level.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So our team that we have, we're very proud of the guys who went. And
because I saw was basically a lot of young...
A lot of young green guys, but they were, I told those guys different stories before they go on, comeback stories, when teams were down, and, I told them the story about the African runner who just before they fight, because, some of them was nervous, they never traveled, they never go on a big plane before, they never leave the country. So I had to kind of walk them through a journey. And so before Trinidad and Tobago started our fights and competition, I tell them the short story about an African runner who went to the Mexico Olympics many years ago to run in the marathon, and he didn't win. And his foot was bleeding and all kinds of stuff, and people were begging him, stop, you're losing. Everybody going in already and the race finished, and everybody urging him to stop. And some of the people already leave the stadium, and he wouldn't stop, and he bleeding and he wouldn't stop. And when he finished and they were interviewing him, they asked him, why didn't you quit? The game finished, but some people stay to see him come through. He said, my people didn't send me to quit. They sent me to either win or to finish this race. And I didn't win. And I had to show the world that we are not quitters. This African said that. We are not quitters. So I didn't win, but I didn't quit. And if I had to die, I was going to die, but I wasn't going to quit because my people, my country sent me 5,000 miles to show what kind of... So the race turned from a sporting event to a human event. The emotion wasn't about who was the best sport person anymore, but who was the strongest human being, not only just physically, but in terms of mentally and spiritually. So this same guy, when he went back to his country, most of the African people boo him in spite of all of that. The Chinese when they had the last Olympic in Beijing, the Chinese people study the strength of this man. They sponsor him to come to Beijing to be a spokesman to say what he just said. The guy become famous. You could go online, I can't remember the name, and check it out, right? In the Mexico Olympics. And this guy is famous right now. They did all kind of films and all that, and this man, now the African people in Africa embracing him now after the Chinese bring him to say, what do our athletes have to do to have this kind of fighting spirit? So I told that story to my guys before, and when they were done, I just telling them, I just reminding them that story, and up in the bleachers and I reminding them, and those guys were able to bring it home. So if you don't have history, stories of competitors who your guys could connect with, because the Purple Dragon team was not their Trinidad and Tobago team. The Purple Dragon team was made up of our UK branch, it was made up of our Tortola branch and our United States branch. But we're just talking about the Trinidad leg of it. You know? Because you know Purple Dragon is an international dojo, and I'm trying my best to keep it going and keep it strong here in Trinidad and Tobago, because I mean, you know, I love this country.
So let's go back to Spain, because I know outside of the tournament there were a lot of educational tours that these young people were exposed to, and I'm sure that, you know, they are going to, this is going to help them somewhere in their daily lives, you know.
Well, George, one of the things that I always like, it might sound kind of brutal, but I always wanted to see bullfighting. I always wanted to see the culture. What motivates a man to want to fight a bull and match his skill with a big, 1,000-pound animal? What would motivate? And I went and I took 19 people with me to this stadium in Spain to see bullfighting. This is a big thing in thing. And they had three main matadors, and I did not know that a matador was paid as a rock star. Those guys are like rock stars. I didn't know that the clothes that the matador wore to fight, I didn't know that clothing, they had to take over 100 women in order to make one suit. Because the amount of sequins and little things that I put on, over 100 women putting on all those things on this suit, this glitter business, you know, the little shiny stuff, you know, to sew them on by hand, one by one, you know, over 100 women making one suit for these matadors. And these matadors, when they come out, they bring out the horses, the chariots, and then they bring out all the fighters, the bullfighters, and the guys who had to rescue them, and all that kind of stuff. And then they open this door, and this they put up a red flag, and this mad raging bull comes outside, and the matador just there, and the other man, and when this bull dive at this man just, you know, move with this cloth in his hand, and the crowd, ole! And next thing I didn't know is that the matadors who allow the bull to get closer to them, or they make the closest escape, is the highest speed. I didn't know that. In other words, they are the bravest one. I think again, I didn't know about bullfighting. The fighting is not about between the bull and the matador, but between the matador and the bull trainer. So a bull trainer, the guy who trains the bull will get ratings based on how much bulls that get saved. Now, if a bull fighting, and when they spear the bull with the lance and all that, he get weak and he would giving up and he's standing in front of the matador, he doesn't want to attack, they will continue and kill that bull and serve him as meat to the people later. But have some bull, they lance them with the thing on the back, and they're still coming, and they're going down on their knees, and they're still getting up, and they're coming. Right away, there's open a door, and when they open a door, about 10 or 15 other bulls run out in the stadium with the thing there, and that bull start following them in. That bull, those 15 or 16 big bulls lead him in, and they save his life, and the vet in the back stitch him up and give him medicine and save his life and put him on a farm. So he will be a breeder because he's the best fighter, and he have more heart. He doesn't quit when they stab him up and try to kill him. When they push the sword in him, he's still coming. Once he could live, the vet's in the back to save his life and put him to breed. So the matadors use him as a thing to get more thing, and they're doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years. You know, I don't know what is the origin of the culture, but that's what they do in Spain. Now, a week after we leave Spain, one of the matadors who had blood on his clothes, he had blood on his clothes. The reason why he had blood is that when he moved the cloth, like some of the matadors will move the cloth far, so the bull attacking the cloth. He moving when the bull attack, he just moving it halfway, so the bull coming close to him, and when all the blood running down, and the bull rubbing off on the man's clothes, so the crowd going crazy. Crazy, because who get closest to the bull is the highest paid, because you're braver. 1 week later, he's 29 years, 1 week later after we went to the thing, the news flash up while we knew, bullfighter just get killed, get the bull's stab him right in the thing and disembowel him and he died. It was a big function they were having. It was on live television all over Europe. And the man, 29 years old, just got married. His wife was in home watching her husband on TV, get killed. So it was a sad thing because as they fight the weak bulls, as they kill them, they come with a chariot and two mules, and they drag the bull off and they in the back and start to cut up that to give it out, right? But the experience, when I saw the first bull die, I say, you know, it was kind of, now I'm a warrior, but to me it was like advantage on the bull, you know? And when I see the second bull die, but when I see the others getting rescued who have had, I say, but that is a warrior. A lot of people have a little incident in life. They're going on in life and something happened, and they're going good with a television station, with a karate school, with a family, and anything happens, they turn back and they start to run back. They jump ship. But when you watch these bulls, how these things then jump in ship an animal, and if we could have that kind of spirit like the good ones, we deserve to live. We deserve to be spared. We deserve to be successful. So that was our experience in Spain, you know, and well, the guy died was a serious thing and stuff like that. So Spain was a good thing for the tournament. It was good to see our level of fighting, then the fighting level of guys who facing a bull, and you're seeing some of them bulls you're seeing people, George, this gentleman, when they open the door, the matador in front of the door, and as the bull come out this place, they close back the door, bam! And as the bull attack the matador move. This last matador, he turned his back, so that's the door. And while everybody, all the other matadors facing the thing, he kneeling down backwards. I say, what? And he can't stand just watching so. I say, what kind of madness is this? And then the bull running out, and as the bull almost about to kick this man, the man just throw his body, and the bull go, the crowd going crazy, but the back foot of the bull, when it come down, drop on him, bam, and crush his foot. So as the bull, as his foot crushed, it had a skillful matador at the rescue. So as the bull turning around, the other matadors just run like that. So the bull watching to see which one to attack. And so the guys just pull him off, and they start to kind of fight the bull until they pull him to safety. So his life was it, but he may be still in steel and all kind of thing. But he is so good. He's just about 21 or 22 years old. He's so good that when he don't fight the bull on the rounds before, because he fight 3 rounds, and in the last rounds he get hurt. The first 2 rounds, they have some guys sitting up in a box, and those guys are the ones who will say either kill the bull or let the bull live. Let the bull live. Because those guys judging what kind of heart the bull have. And this man fighting some of the most dangerous bull until he's starting to turn his back on the bull. He listen to man, George, it's something else to see this kind of thing. But anyway, when you are good, what you do is you walk around the stadium and people throwing hats, they're throwing money, they're throwing all kind of thing. And you not supposed to bend down and pick up nothing on the ground. You know? The guys, your guys walking with you, they'll pick up a hat and you will kiss the hat or whatever it is, and you throw it back in and they will throw it back in the audience because you're the key man. You ain't supposed to pick up nothing off no ground and all that. You make one thing and that is it, your salary gone up. They're paying them fellas like how they're paying Michael Jackson, and they're paying them fellas like they're paying all them big singers, Prince and all them fellas. You know, so when they die, they just, I said, they're with the family good.
Okay. Now, the tour ended in Spain.
No. When we finished, when we leave Spain, the tour was supposed to be a tour. We went to a tournament, and then from a tournament to an educational tour. So it wasn't just a tournament, it was a tournament.
So after the Spain tournament, then was the educational.
After Spain, we went on to the Vatican because I wanted to take, again, last time I was there and I wanted to take my students this time. I wanted to take them to the Vatican so that they could experience going to the Vatican and seeing how spirituality to one of the highest level is, and the ignorance. They say, God, protect me from the ignorance of the majority of men. The ignorance of a lot of people who preach in here and telling people, don't do karate, is devil thing. A lot of them small churches. Don't do that, that is devil thing. When you go into the Vatican and you're going to all them places, you're seeing dragons, you're seeing serpents, you're seeing all kind of thing that is attached to spirituality in the Vatican at the highest level, you know, and yet the smaller churches come out and say that and this and that and all kinds of stuff. Not all, but martial arts is not a violent thing. Martial arts is a discipline. Martial arts is a way of life once it's done right. Martial arts is non-violent. Martial arts is a lifestyle. Martial arts is something that helps your body to be more strong. It helps you to recoup faster if something is wrong. It helps you to be, to be a good citizen. It helps you to have structure and discipline in your life. It helps you to be more obedient to your parent, your culture, your country, all those things. So it's a good thing. So I don't understand why people say, oh, the dragon this, or karate that, or don't waste your time with this and waste your time. And again, what I wanted to show the students here, what I wanted to take, why I take my students, and it costs way over $100,000 to take that team. Now, George, in Trinidad here, as we teach martial arts, you have some parents saying to the students, don't worry, Don Jacob and them. As much as we have a lot of support, but a lot of them say, don't worry, Don Jacob and them with the nonsense. He just get lucky. I want you to get all your passes and get your education. And then, if you want to do karate, you can do karate. George, the idea is that as you're doing anything, you need to be healthy. Health is your greatest wealth. And anytime you lack health, you could have all the money, you could have whatever you want. If you're unhealthy, you can't enjoy nothing. Health is the first step to enjoy education, to enjoy family, to enjoy love.
You know, I had an interview just a couple of days back with Brian Lewis, the president of Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Committee.
Right.
And he had a problem with that same thing, with parents taking their kids out of school, out of sporting activities when the exam comes up. He have a serious problem with that.
Well, George, that's why I took them out. The reason why I take them out is to show them the lies that are going on here in this country. The lies that are going on in this country. Overseas, people, education is important. There's nothing about having a good education. First of all, the education that we have here, it needs some adjustment. Because a lot of people studying things and stuff like that in school, and they're A students, they're A students and stuff like that, George. But when they come out, they cannot ask every 10 people maybe one doing a job that they study for. All the other 9 doing something else. At every level. Who should be a doctor? Maybe is a baker. Who should be a baker is a barber. Wherever you can get a job to feed your family. So it's a lie. Nobody not educating you with specifics so that when you come from school, what they promise you based on the subject that you take, there's a job there. Plus, if you want to get a visa, you have to pay thousands of dollars to have an interview and then to get a visa, and you mightn't get it. If you want to get a passport, you have to wait months to get a book. The book done make already. The book done everything already. You should be able to do that online and just go in 2-3 days after and get a passport and pay for it. Right? So you're in jail. You're getting 6 months is like you're in jail, but you're under house arrest. So you could go all about, but you're under house arrest because you can't leave to go to improve yourself or anything like that. So you can't get a passport. You can't get a visa. You can't get nothing. You're well educated. Your parents taking you out of thing. And then maybe the only thing to do for you to really get a stage is either he's a good runner, a good footballer, you could sing well, you could do martial arts, you could do something, and those are the things that unite a country. Those are the things people, when you have sports, the whole country shut down. If you have a good gospel singer coming in or something, the whole country shut down. If the person could sing like Prince. Prince is a guy who used to connect everybody, religion, all that kind of, the whole country. No politician don't connect no country unless he is Obama or one of them fellas and Donald Trump and his bacchanal and show business something. We don't have that kind of level in Trinidad here. We don't have that kind of content. People don't believe in much politicians here. We believe in some of them because some of them will deliver, but the majority of them don't deliver. You can't see them. There's your representative only every 5 years kissing your baby. They don't care about sports. Your minister of sports, maybe I don't know if he's current in sport. The minister of this education, I don't know how educated he is. You understand what I'm saying? Guys in ministry who don't understand people pain.
Let's talk a bit about the remaining minutes we have. Let's talk about what is next, because I know that you are constantly on tour. So let's say for the remainder of this year, what is Professor Don Jacob and the Purple Dragon organization up to?
Well, George, when I leave home here this weekend, I'll be, in Florida for about 4 days to get some things done, and then I'm on the road again. I'm on the road doing some seminars and stuff, and we have 2 more events, big events here in Trinidad in terms of grading. We have one local grading that we'll be doing about 1,000 people, uplifting them and upgrading them, and so on. So they're going to be doing that. I don't know exactly what month. On December, we're going to have the last one, which will be December 2nd to 4th, 3 days. People will be coming in from different parts of the world here to Trinidad to be able to get the black belt, because what I'm doing is bringing people from different countries to experience Trinidad and Tobago, to experience Big and Shark Up Maracas, to experience the beauty, to experience you, to experience all the, you understand? This is where Don Jacob come from. I want them to experience, so I'm fighting for my country. So when I'm talking all these things, I'm talking with pain because of the fact that I feel embarrassed when people come here in some ways and they can't have this or they can't have that. We came into Tobago. We came into Tobago when we was coming back from Europe. And when we come in, the local line, there was nobody at the desk to help the local. The foreign line, there was everybody else to help them. So the foreign line was going on, and all the citizens and the residents. I stand up there in Tobago, and I said, it take me 8 hours to get out of Tobago. No proper sitting place on the outside for somebody to sleep. Either you go in somebody's restaurant to sit down. There's no seating, there's nothing. When you go overseas and your students exposed to this and they see that, they wonder if they should come back, if they should stay, because it's everything out of whack. So what happened again for Purple Dragon is that I'll be continuing to take tours out so people could be educated, and they will come back and they will talk the way that I am talking, so that the politicians and all the others will know that they can't lie to us and tell us anything, because people are sensitized and we want to help them. We want to work with them. We want the country to be better. We want to produce more sprinters. We want to produce some Usain Bolt on our I was going to the Olympic next week. I was working so hard with my students, I became dehydrated and ended up in the hospital having to take drips here a few days ago. And so when I go back to the States, I'm going to go and do a general to make sure everything is all right. I'm feeling good. They say they find nothing with me on my organs and everything is in order, but I'm still going to go to the States to check, because sometimes you check here, and when you check there, it's two different things, because even Patrick Manning and all, rest his soul, a great man, all of us will be frightened to go to doctors here for anything serious. And I know doctors might be frightened, and I'll go to them, but I'm going to them with fright, some of them. With fright, because they're telling you, well, I think I carried my dog to the vet yesterday. It cost me $600 because I love my dogs. I carried my dog to the vet. I wanted to clip his toenail and to check and make sure, because I have 4 of them, 4 monsters. They're there, right? I wanted to check on them. You know, they tell me they think this happened, think that happened, give me a bill for $600. Rather than pulling some blood and make sure what it is happening, so they know specifically they're helping me with my dog. My dog is come like a part of my family. Don't just guess. You guessing what's going on with my dog. You don't guess what's going on with my dog. Do the test, like how they do in the States, and tell me exactly what's wrong with my dog. My dog is my family. You know, that's what we're dealing with.
Professor, we just have about 4 minutes remaining, right? I want you to look into that camera there, and I want you to talk to members of the Purple Dragon family, those who maybe wouldn't get the opportunity to see you before you leave. If there's a message that you will leave, you want to leave with Purple Dragon before we see you on your next return.
Thank you. Well, one of the things that I would like to say to my students, I love you guys, and I want you guys to start the day with love, all the Purple Dragon. I want you to end the day with love, with more love. So every day you start the day, try to start with love. And when you end the day, no matter how bad it is, try to end the day with love. And in that love, remember, God is love. So you end the day with God love, and the evening you close the day with God love. And I want to I tell you all that I want you all to remain focused. All the Purple Dragon students and Purple Dragon friends and anybody else, remain focused. The thing that's killing most of our young people is something called distraction. So if you want to have distraction versus focus, those are the things you have to work on. Because sometimes you want to buy a home, you want to finish school, you want to get the best education, and somebody come and tell you, boy, you don't have to do this, or you don't have to do that, or you don't have to do karate, or you can drop out, or you don't have to go to church, or whatever it is. You don't have to take care of your wife or your children. Forget that, start a new one, and so on. You lose your focus. And now what is the price of losing focus? Sometimes as you lose your focus and you get distracted, the price of distraction sometimes is death. You're walking on the road, you get distracted, you watch across a truck hit you, you're dead, or something like that. So stay focused, Purple Dragon. Keep coming to the classes. Don't let people take you out of something good and give you nothing, replace it with nothing. Stay focused. Don't jump ship easy. When you're going forward, you're closer to your target, people will try to detour you. Don't jump because it ain't looking so good. You just make it good and keep going forward. So Purple Dragon, we love you. Trinidad and Tobago, we love you. We want you all to continue, and we are calling on more television stations in Trinidad and Tobago to do the things that ACT Channel 25 doing, reaching out to people, grassroots people, everyday people, not just the big boy or the big girl or the big one, the everyday people, and telling the story and hoping that the everyday man, the middle class, the lower class, the upper class too, but the everyday man rise and rise and rise and don't give up. Be strong, Purple Dragon. Be strong, Trinidad and Tobago. I love you, and thank you, ACT.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
It was a
Georgie.
pleasure, and I know we're going to continue this.
Thank you.
On your next return, we want to wish you good health, we know that when you go for your next test, everything is going to be perfect.
Yes, thank you.
Because we trust in God that He'll keep you here for a period of time to really motivate the young people who are looking up to you, because in this time, we need a role model and we need somebody who can really lift the young people up and let them see a better life ahead with what you're doing with the different tours. So again, Professor,
thanks a million.
to you and
Thanks
Mrs.
a
Jacob,
million.
all the
Thanks
best.
a million.
Yes.
Thanks to you. God bless your TV station. Thank you. Keep going. Keep growing. Thank you so much. Thank you.